Hey, thanks for dropping by. This short video is just a bit of an intro into a pretty exciting campaign that I kicked off a little while ago to raise funds for a charity that I feel very strongly about. The driver behind it was largely my mum, who 5 or 6 years ago was diagnosed with dementia or Alzheimer's. And sadly, Mum's not with us now. She passed away in late 2013. But she was diagnosed in her 70s, and yeah, she fought it for quite a while, but the onset of dementia was pretty rapid with her, and as a consequence she couldn't live at home and moved into a permanent care place for a while, and then things escalated as far as the onset of dementia, and she passed away in 2013. For me, it was a bit of a tough exercise watching Mum go through fighting dementia. It's really difficult because she was struggling to deal with things which were normal, and there was really nothing that any of us could do to help her. So it's a tough one. It was one of those things I realised through the process that it's a pretty debilitating disease, and it's tough not only on the individual but also family and friends. And I'd never wish that on anybody. So following when Mum was diagnosed, I actually took a more active role with Alzheimer's Australia and looked at ways I could help. One of those ways was actually I ran a marathon back in, I can't remember when it was now, 2011 I think, to raise funds for Alzheimer's, and I was fortunate enough to complete that while Mum was alive, and also while she still remembered me, and got a bit of a kick out of seeing the medal, although she did think I was pretty nuts for running a marathon. But all in all, it was a really interesting and humbling experience for me, because I got to meet a lot of people who were touched by Alzheimer's, and I was blown away just by how generous and supportive people were for the cause that I was fighting for, but also in sharing their own stories. Admittedly, I had anonymous donors reach out and connect with me and email me their stories and about their donations, and it was quite inspirational. And it's probably then I realised just how far-reaching it is that that nearly everybody has somebody who's been touched by dementia. So this time around, though, I've decided I'd still want to help out the guys at Alzheimer's and look at another fundraising initiative. So this time I've gone for something much bigger, though. Now, those people that know me or follow my blog, or as my friends will all tell you, that I'm a pretty passionate runner. Some would say over the top, but I'm not a very remarkable person really, and I'm not really that good a runner. I'm not quick. I've got a reasonable technique, but I'm a sort of middle of the pack runner is how I describe it. So, but when I run, I can run a long time. Sometimes a very long time. In ultra marathons, my longest is 100 k's. Now that's not to say it didn't hurt, or I did it easy, or I did it quick. It was a slog, but the end game was actually finishing, which I was fortunate enough to be able to do. I've got a good network of friends and family too that get on board and support me and help me pursue these crazy initiatives like doing ultra marathons. So this time though, I've decided to tackle another race, and on the 3rd of April I'll be in Morocco, and I'll be attempting what's classified as the toughest foot race in the world, the Marathon des Sables. The purpose is to raise funds for research in the prevention and potential treatment of dementia. So what is Marathon des Sables, or MDS? It's a grueling multi-stage adventure over about 250 k's, completed over 5 or 6 days. Over a fairly difficult and formidable landscape in one of the most hostile climates in the world. It's going across the Sahara Desert. What makes this one even more interesting is I need to be totally self-sufficient, that I carry my food, my bedding, my clothing, basically everything I need to survive has to be on my back or on my chest, but I've got to carry it with me. And water is rationed, and at the end of the day, or end of each leg, I'll have a tent which I get to share with a handful of other Aussies who are crazy enough to attempt this adventure as well. And the whole campaign, I'd like to thank my good friends at Kink Agency who helped with the name and the creative, and yeah, it was really special, and also Apollo Studios for helping me get the website up, is called the Memory Jogger. And it's a campaign supporting Alzheimer's Australia for research into ways to defeat dementia with a focus on the causes, care, prevention and potential treatments. If you don't already know, it's pretty clear that many people are touched by dementia. There's over 1.5 million Aussies that have been touched by dementia. 330,000 of those are living with the condition, and a further 1.2 are either providing support in some way, shape or form for those people. So the scientists are working really hard and they're making great inroads, there's no doubt about it. But what's really important for these guys to be able to find a cure for dementia, one of the major barriers is the development of new interventions and treatments. Australia, the lack of research capacity, funding and infrastructure. So to give the scientists the best chance to be able to find a way that one day we'll live in a world where people don't have dementia. So when I complete the final stage of Marathon des Sables, I'll have run the equivalent of 5.5 marathons or so in 5 or 6 days in fairly difficult conditions. Unable to shower or shave or anything for that period of time, which could be interesting. Hopefully I'll have reached my fundraising goal at the end of that time, and most important, I'll also have raised some awareness around Alzheimer's Australia and the plight of so many who are fighting dementia every day. Following this little intro, there's a video of my journey so far with a little snippet of every run that I've done, and once I decided to start undertaking this campaign, which was actually while I was still on crutches, overlaid with one of my all-time favourite running songs. So I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you feel inspired enough to visit the website and have a look, and if make a donation, that'd be great. If not, if you could just help me share the word and get more people aware of what's going on and what I'm trying to achieve, that'd be awesome. So I hope you enjoy the vid, and thanks so much for dropping by. Cheers.
What a wonderful